Okay, now first question, determine the coordinates of A. So here we have got our A. So we know that A there is x is to 0, right? So there we know that y is 0, so we have to calculate the value of x. So that should be simple. Okay, now you're given this formula here for cubic function. So we equate this to 0. It should be x to the power 3 minus x squared minus 8x plus 12 is equals to 0. Okay, so now for us to get the factor here, so already we're told that here your x-intercept, your one x-intercept is 2. So we can know that you can also try to get other factors here of this equation. So, when you substitute 2 here, you should get 0. So your x will be, first vector will be x minus 2 into, so the other factor here, you've got x multiplied by x, here you have x squared. Okay, here you have x squared. So we will use inspection method. So I know that some they use long division, but here I will use inspection method. Say kx, this other factor is a quadratic factor. It will be kx, so it's simple for you to determine the last value. So the last value it will be, factors of 12, 2 and 6. So it will be minus 6 is equals to 0. So we just have to determine the value of k and substitute and we solve. Okay, so if you try x multiplied by x, so now let's start by taking this and then you multiply it with this k, we will have negative 2kx, we'll have negative 2kx, and then also take this, you multiply it by this. So we're just looking for the values for x only. You can also work using k x squared, but here I just want to work using x, not x squared. So you also multiply x multiplied by this, you'll have minus 6x. Okay. Then these values of x, you equate them to the x there on the equation there, right? Which is equals to negative 8x. Negative 8x. So if maybe we're trying to work with x squared, so it means that we're gonna equate to this x squared. So now it will be negative 2k x is equals to this, that side it will be negative, it will be negative 2x. Okay, to be negative 2x. So you divide by that by negative 2x, your k will be equal to 1, right? You just solve for k, and then it will be 1. It should be. Okay, so now that k you've substituted there. So therefore, you will have x minus 2, okay, into quadratic. It will be x squared. This is a simple method though. The fastest one, plus x minus 6, right, is equals to 0. So here, therefore, it will mean that your x minus 2, here we'll have x minus 2 is equals to 0, or the quadratic, then you get it to 0, or x squared plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. So here, therefore, your x will be equal to, so here x will be equal to 2, right? Maybe which is one of these here. Okay, it's correct. So now we factorize this. You will have a bracket, you will have x, okay, and then you also have bracket and a bracket and a bracket is equals to 0. Okay, so here it will be x. So here it should be 3 and 2, right? Should be 3 and 2. So the middle is plus, so here it will be plus, and then this side is minus. So your x here is equals to negative 3, or x is equals to 2, right? Okay, so now here the x should be negative, so the coordinate of A will be -3 is to 0, right? So now let's calculate the coordinate of B. The coordinate of B, so that's where the first derivative, you know, the f prime is equals to the f prime of x is equals to 0, right? Okay, and also here, so here so this was number 1, so we can start it here. Number 2 here, it means that you get the first derivative, so f prime of x, right? F prime of x, so you get the first derivative of this, it will be 3x squared. Okay, 3x squared minus 2x okay, minus 8, and then you equate that to 0, right? So we try to factorize here, to be one bracket and a bracket and a bracket and a bracket is equals to 0. So now the factors here, it will be 3x, right? The factors here, it will be 3x, and here it will be x. Yeah. So what are the factors of it? Is 4 and 2. Yeah. So here you've got 4 and 2. So it should be, the third it should be plus, right? And this can be negative. So you take this bracket, equate it to 0. So your x here, you will have 3x is equals to -4. Yeah. So your x therefore should be, the x there should be negative x is equals to -4 over 3, right? And then we get another one. The other one will be x is equals to 2, right? So the b here is on the negative. It means that we take this one, this value here. So I'll try to write it this side. We substitute this on the original equation. So you will end up having f of -4 over 3, right? which should be equal to so you just substitute here -4 over 3 -4 3 over 3 10 plus 12 you should get 500 over 7 you should get that 500 over 7 over 2 7, right? So it means that now the coordinate of B here it will be -4 over 3 is to 5 is to 500 over 2 7, all right? That's B. So here the other question here is saying okay, it's saying calculate the x coordinate of the point of inflation. So the point of inflation, you just get the second derivative, it will be somewhere here because here you've got concave down and then here you've got concave up, right? Here is a concave up and then here is concave down. So you get the second derivative, you can see it will be f second derivative from here, right? So that should be f of x is equals to power down here, power down, right? It will be 6 x power down, power up minus 2 is equals to 0. So now you should get 6x is equals to 2, right? Yeah. And then your x, you divide both sides by 6, your x should be 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3, right? 1 over 3. Okay, this is number 3. Okay, then number 4, you should get, I've done the values of x where the first derivative is greater than 0. In other words, the gradient is greater than 0. So this is the line for the gradient is greater than 0, and also this is the line, all right? So in other words, you take all the values on this side, and then you also take all the values on this side from the turning point, right? So it will be all these values here, this side. So you will have, and then also all the values this side. So the values will be x value here, this value of b, right? Going that side. And then also on this value going this side. Okay, so I will explain that. So it means that x is less than -4 out of 3 or x greater than 2, right? Yeah. Okay, number 5, we saying that how many real roots, the root, those are the x values. So here they're saying that when k, so the remarks here is that y is equals to k, right? And then that k is less than 0, it means that is negative, right? It's negative, all right, minus there. So now on the original equation, it means that you can come and say k of what? They're saying that you should take the negative, so it will be negative x, k of negative x, right? Because it's less than 0. So that should be equal to negative x to the power 3 minus, you just substitute negative x, so here you'll have negative x, yeah, to the power 2, yeah, minus 8x minus 8x, which is negative x, right? Negative x, yeah, plus 12, right? So all that, so this will equal to negative x. So negative x to the power 3 is negative x to the cube, negative x cube, yeah, and then this will be negative x cube, x squared, negative x. So this is important, negative x squared. So negative and negative is plus. So here you'll have a plus 8x, yeah, plus 8x, yeah, plus 12, all right? So it means that now you check here. So here you look on the sign. So here is moving from negative to negative, it's still the same sign. So and then from negative to positive, there's a change from positive to positive, no change, right? So here, from here, so the only roots is from here to here. We see we put 1 here because there's a change from negative to positive. But here there's negative and negative. There's no change from positive to positive. There's no change. So the only change is here, negative to positive. So therefore, within that we can say there is how many roots? How many real roots? We say one real root. Therefore, you've got one real, you've got one real root, right? One real root, right?